Puisque vous avez cette excroissance à l'oreille, on l'appelle tubercule de Darwin. Et moins de 10% des gens la possèdent. Ce petit bout de cartilage peut être arrondi dans l'oreille ou pointu à l'extérieur. C'est l'équivalent de la pointe sur l'oreille des singes, et c'est le vestige de nos ancêtres. Et ça, on appelle ça une structure vestigiale. Et on en a plein. Le coccyx, ce petit os triangulaire en bas du dos qui est un reste de queue, le plica semilunari qui est une espèce de troisième paupière qui servait à la protection de l'œil comme chez les reptiles ou les poissons, ou encore la chair de poule qui est une réaction d'un muscle à la base des poils qui permet de les dresser pour mieux réguler la température corporelle. Sans oublier évidemment le muscle long palmaire que vous pourrez retrouver dans une de nos vidéos.
First bottle. This is butane and this is water, and when you mix them together, it creates a really cool reaction.
Dom, this is gonna explode. You're dripping it on my hand! Stop, Dominic, this is so cold. Dominic, stop.
That's bottle
stop.
number one.
No, Dominic, stop, this is gonna explode. Dominic, I'm serious, careful, you've never done this!
Bottle number two.
Dominic, stop, for real, that's enough. That is a lot. Dominic, please, Dominic, seriously, I am like freaking out right now.
All right.
Oh, 3, 2, 1. Ah! Shit! Oh, where did it go?
Testing potential period products for trans men. PT2, 50 mLs already added, still dry. 10 more mLs. Total 60 mLs.
Listen to me now.
Still dry. 10 more mLs. Total 70 mLs.
Listen to me now.
Leakage at 70 mLs.
Dime una cosa, ¿crees que algún compañero tuyo podría ser presidente de un país?
Tal vez muy lejos en el futuro. Pero por ahora los robots no están listos para eso. Una tarea tan difícil necesita conocimientos, pero también empatía, sueños, imaginación. Son habilidades que solo tenéis los humanos.
Hey guys, I'm out here outside at the South Pole where it's currently negative 74 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 59 degrees Celsius. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me hit 1 million followers today. It's been an absolutely wild ride. I've loved showing you guys everything about the South Pole. And I love that I've hit 1 million followers on the same day that we're getting sunrise. Actually, the sun is supposed to, the disk of the sun is supposed to come up over the horizon right over there in about 5 hours. So we're all super excited. The weather here is perfect right now, hardly any wind, super clear. We have a full moon in the opposite direction from the sun. So we're all just watching the sky waiting for the disk to come up. If you want, I'm also doing a live TikTok session in about 3 hours. It's going to be 10 a.m. New York or 3 p.m. London, 2 p.m. Universal Time. So check back in around then if you want to ask some questions live, and I'm just going to try to do a little tour of the station, maybe show what the sky looks like at that point. So stick around.
Imagine there's a hotel with infinite rooms. They're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on forever. This is the Hilbert Hotel, and you are the manager. Now, it might seem like you could accommodate anyone who ever shows up, but there is a limit. A way to exceed even the infinity of rooms at the Hilbert Hotel. To start, let's say only one person is allowed in each room and all the rooms are full. There are an infinite number of people in an infinite number of rooms. Then someone new shows up and they want a room. But all the rooms are occupied, so what should you do? Well, a lesser manager might turn them away, but you know about infinity, so you get on the PA and you tell all the guests to move down a room. So the person in room 1 moves to room 2, the one in room 2 moves to room 3, and so on down the line. And now you can put the new guest in room 1. If a bus shows up with 100 people, you know exactly what to do. Just move everyone down 100 rooms and put the new guests in their vacated rooms. But now say a bus shows up that is infinitely long, and it's carrying infinitely many people. You knew what to do with a finite number of people, but what do you do with infinite people? You think about it for a minute, and then come up with a plan. You tell each of your existing guests to move to the room with double their room number. So the person in room 1 moves to room 2 moves to room 4, room 3 to room 6, and so on. And now all of the odd-numbered rooms are available. And you know there are an infinite number of odd numbers, so you can give each person on the infinite bus a unique odd-numbered room. This hotel is really starting to feel like it can fit everybody, and that's the beauty of infinity. It goes on forever. And then, all of a sudden, more infinite buses show up. Not just one or two, but an infinite number of infinite buses. So, what can you do? Well, you pull out an infinite spreadsheet, of course. You make a row for each bus, bus 1, bus 2, bus 3, and so on, and a row at the top for all the people who are already in the hotel. The columns are for the position each person occupies. So you've got hotel room 1, hotel room 2, hotel room 3, etc., and then bus 1 seat 1, bus 1 seat 2, bus 1 seat 3, and so on. So each person gets a unique identifier, which is a combination of their vehicle and their position in it. So how do you assign the rooms? We'll start in the top left corner and draw a line that zigzags back and forth across the spreadsheet, going over each unique ID exactly once. Then, imagine you pull on the opposite ends of this line, straightening it out. So we've gone from an infinite by infinite grid to a single.
The elements of the periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air with oxygen so you can breathe, and fluorine for your pretty teeth, neon to light up the sign, sodium for salty times,
Magnesium,
aluminium, silicon,
phosphorus,
then sulfur, chlorine, then argon,
potassium,
and calcium so you'll grow strong,
scandium,
titanium, vanadium, and chromium, and manganese.
A little while ago, I cooked a match in the microwave, and it made some scary plasma, which I thought was fun. The only problem was that it also damaged my glass beaker, and now I have to sacrifice it. I don't want it to completely go to waste, though, and I've decided to try and recycle part of it using a microwave. So, I'll pick out a few pieces that I think look nice. Also, I thought that it would look even better with some color in it, so I sacrificed this brown glass bottle. I then put all the pieces onto some ceramic fiber, and I started setting up the microwave. I pulled everything out, as well as that little plastic spinner thing, and I put in some KO wool. I then added the bottom half of a kiln, and I put the glass pieces on top. The last step is to cover it with the other half of the kiln, and I'm good to go. From what I saw on the internet, all I have to do is heat it on high power for about 6 minutes. At first, it didn't look like much was happening, but the kiln was heating up. It was absorbing the microwave energy and turning it into heat. It was also trapping all of this heat inside, and it was hopefully getting hot enough to slightly melt the glass. The idea was to melt them just enough so that the pieces would fuse together. After a couple minutes, it was already red hot, and it slowly got brighter inside. When it was eventually done, I had to wait about an hour for it to cool down. Okay, so now it's time to open the kiln, and it's not at all what I was hoping for. I thought they were all gonna get fused together, but they're completely separated. I think I might have run the microwave for too long, and at too high power. Either way, I think they still look pretty interesting, and I think they kind of look like eyes. After taking them off the fiber and cleaning them up a bit, I'm actually really happy with how they turned out.
This is the trammel of Archimedes, known as the do-nothing machine. The interesting thing here is I'm trying to trace an ellipse on the paper, but the two pegs are moving in straight lines back and forth, and they can't hit each other. You can have more than 2 pegs, and it will still work. Want to see the second version?
Okay, so it's only a baby's first visit, so there's no shots today, but I think it's a really good idea that we talk about the vaccine schedule. Okay, well, just so you know, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm going to get my baby all of the regular vaccines, but I'm not going to ever give him the COVID vaccine, even once it's approved in their age group. Oh, do you mind telling me why that is? I mean, it was bad enough when they were saying it was going to be 2 shots, and now they're saying that it's likely going to be 3. I mean, when is it going to stop? Well, why don't we take a look at the regular vaccine schedule, and then we'll get back to that. So your child will need 3 hepatitis B, 3 rotavirus, 5 DTaP plus 1 Tdap plus additional Tdaps as they get older, 4 polio, 4 pneumococcal, 4 Haemophilus influenza, 2 MMRs, 2 varicella, 2 Hep A's, 2 meningococcal, 2 HPVs, and a yearly flu. Wait, so you're saying that most of the regular vaccines are 3 or more doses? Yeah. Has that always been the case? Yep, as soon as they figured out that's how many doses are needed. So this really isn't any different than what we've always been doing? Yeah, the only difference is that we haven't lived through the other pandemics. We're currently living through this one. So we get to actually visualize the entire scientific process. Okay, but what about the long-term side effects? I mean, we just don't have enough information. Vaccines don't cause long-term side effects because they come into your body to initiate an immune response and then they're degraded. There has been no vaccine in the history of vaccines that has caused a side effect after 8 weeks. Okay, that's good to hear, but what about the mRNA? Can it change your DNA or something? No, the mRNA cannot change the DNA. That is physiologically impossible. The mRNA makes the protein that it needs to make and then it's very quickly degraded from the body. Wow, thanks for explaining all that to me. There's really a lot of information out there that's just really scary. I know, there's a lot of information out there that's really hurting people and I'm really glad that you came here to talk about it.